Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. How are you, Subra?
I'm good. The
How was
cyclone has stopped.
oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, it was there for 2 days. I think it came from Thailand, then here, and then to Kolkata, Bay of
wow.
Bengal. That was
Oh
the path.
goodness. Oh my God. Okay. That's fun. Shubhra, I was thinking I wanted to just ask you again that I have not received my
Okay.
certificate.
Okay.
So was there a tracking number that you guys can
Yeah,
just
yeah.
chat?
Yeah, I
Uh,
have a tracking number that India Post, the number they gave. Definitely, I'll check today.
yeah, can
Yes.
you get that?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
And then what happens? Oh yeah, even when is Samitra starting his program?
Oh no, he wanted to start, but actually, I have this operation. So, except for your
Oh,
session and one more session, I'm not taking
hmm,
anyone until
hmm.
December. That's what I want.
Okay.
But then
Okay.
he have some program, it seems, some award ceremony that he's applying for in November.
Okay, so he's applying. Yeah, okay, I understand. So he's
Uh-huh.
uh, applying for a national award
Yeah.
in the disability. So I think that maybe he wants to just build up his credibility,
Mm-hmm.
and that maybe that's why he's thinking that this might be something
Mm-hmm.
that he can add to his resume. Is
Yeah.
that so? Is it possible?
Yeah, we were thinking of that, but I told him that only in the month of November, once I complete my, because I think tomorrow, day after, I'll be admitted to hospital. So it's like 3 days work. Once I come, then I'll contact him. That's what I told him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, I that's fine.
Yeah.
I know what his target is the 18th of November.
Yeah. And for him, like whatever we two are discussing in the
Mm,
modules, we can say that 20% of the things are already taken for them. So
mm,
the in-depth and his area, as he mentioned, was he will be specifically teaching, I mean, students with some disabilities if he wants to. So that
mm,
area of mind mapping needs to be taught to him.
mm,
So it will, I
mm,
mean, it will not be basics will be same, but the things are a little different for his case. So yeah.
correct, correct.
So
ठीक है,
I
ठीक
went
है.
through that. I have the materials and everything. I spoke to my mentor also. I mean, to one of my mentors in Australia. He said, yeah, that is there. But the only thing I was worried is the if I start and then again stop in between, it won't be good. So I just want to
Mm.
come out from the hospital as fast as
You
possible and
need
then
to give
start.
him 5 sessions, right? Five
Yeah,
sessions.
but he said that he can do very quickly every day. Matlab,
Yeah, you know him.
yeah, he
He's
said he would,
determined.
he said that मैं तो हफ्ते में दो तीन दिन भी ले सकती हूँ. I said let's see, yeah, we'll do.
Yeah, I understand. I know what he means. Okay, that's fine. I
Yeah,
think that is his goal that he wants to just get it done for
yeah,
the ticket. That's fine.
yeah.
Okay. So how's what else is let's proceed.
Okay. So last week, if you remember, we spoke about book level 0 and level 1 of how to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So could you get some? I mean, could you take it any further from there, or what? I mean, how has your week been with mind mapping?
Mind mapping in the sense that everything is mind map.
Mm-hmm.
And I just need to close this door. So everything is mind mapped in terms of, I sorry, just closing mind. Sorry about that. Most important is that I sleep before I sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I create my because I remember I told you that for me that small blocks don't work. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing my blocking. I mean, I'm doing it per day. My big rocks and the small stones or sand. So that's my way of doing mine. So I have that whole thing from which we started last month, and I then continued it for the month of October. So it basically, before I sleep in the night, I already have written down what I need to do tomorrow.
Okay.
So because normally I'd like to, if I'm not planned, my day just goes
Yeah, I
waste.
understand completely. I mean, I can completely relate with that. If there is nothing planned, I just get mad. Like, what am I supposed to do? If it's planned, I know exactly where my time will go. Yeah.
Yeah. So my first, like normally also in the morning, my 15-20 minutes go in planning. But now I'm just doing because I know what I want to do, probably like the bigger things. So the night before itself, I have already, for example, put it, I'll just share it with you. So so yeah.
Okay, sharing options.
Yeah, can you give me the sharing options?
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah. So yeah, so as I had shared with you that I've been, doing my whole month is there. There were smaller things, some days where I didn't do any, and these were my bigger goals. So now that big goals for October, and now that it's coming to the close of the month, I've come back to it, and I'm like, oh my God! So these are the things that are still pending for this month, and there's only 2 days left.
Okay.
So you think that it gives me a reminder. Now it's with clarity. I have a reminder of what needs to be done.
Yeah,
So
and you can even choose color codes, like color codes of what is done, what is not. I mean, just a thought.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, color code. So in this one, I mean, more like yesterday was a big, huge surprise for me because you see, I had the book which needed to be finished on the 26th, and I had my one research project which had to be given on the 18th. So in my mind, I had my mistake, which is now learning, is that I had 2 more projects to submit my papers to, but I had not written their deadlines. So because the month was ending, the book was submitted, I was now coming back to finishing of whatever needed to be done. And that's where the rude reply came, surprise came to me that what happened. Yeah, so I managed to do one, but I missed the other one. And then I just decided to put that emoji just as a reminder to myself that, this is you. You did this. This is how I felt at that moment. So that is what the big side was. Okay, other than that, obviously, like last night itself, I had written down what I had done. So, for example, I had already, so I have this morning finished off this goal. So that needs to be done. Mind mapping is already here. Meeting is with them. Things to do is this. And then will be the book. Yeah. So I am definitely, as you know, using mind mapping all the time.
Okay, that's excellent. And I'm seeing the very fast you are writing and putting in, it has become almost like the way we write. Yeah, it's there. It's there. It's just like
there. So this was good. Yesterday was also another one. I had to do a topic. It was quite interesting. So, business etiquette. So I had actually created business etiquettes in something mind map in April. But because I needed to now create one as for my card hour, I decided to go back to it and start looking at these points. And I realized that, okay, fine, I have these points, but I don't want to talk about these points. I want to talk about net etiquettes. So then yesterday, so it was easy for me to talk also because then I don't use slides. When I'm doing a card hour, generally, because it's a knowledge sharing session, I will just have this on my side while the Zoom is going. So I can just look at the points as a reference, but I don't. So I put into the scenarios. So these are 3 possible scenarios that normally happen. Why is this? So this was based on here again, that it's important. Over here, I had written it. So I copied it again for net etiquettes. And from there, what can we do? And then I went over here. So I also, this became both an option where I was able to conduct a card hour. And from next time, I will add in a section of it into my PowerPoints if I want to for my business etiquette. Then I will ask my Shubham to transfer the thoughts to my PowerPoint if needed, or it could be here. I don't know. So obviously now it's, like it was easy for me to just go back to this mind map and create more content within it.
Great. So, I mean, in such cases where maybe I have a mind map and I want to transform some of its content. So do you also, like, what I would do is I would replicate it and just remove some of the branches and give it a new name. So do you do that, or how do you?
No. So yeah, are you talking about that
Or you duplicate it and then change the name? So that can you do, just for example, you want to use it, but as you said, you don't want to use all of this, maybe a part of this you want
so
to
I
use.
normally do that. When I am trying to create a like ye wala. So this one I didn't, because for me this is my rough draft, which had all my, this is like just throwing everything, and because I had this shit there, it was easy for me to process and find new ideas. So this became, otherwise I can zoom in and now, but as I go in, I'll create a separate one for the nib. Then I did this one, which is my, correct. So I was going through my video for my disc certification. So I was doing chapters 1, 2, 3 once again, and then I created the styles, and then I created the development. So I was thinking that when I'm going to the individual ones, I'm going to now duplicate it and create dominant as the center, and then do the remaining full-on map of it.
Excellent. That's great.
I think I've actually done it, so I will show you how I did it. So for example, personality. Let's go to personality. I think I've under personality development. Yeah, correct. So I think these are all the subs of each one of them. So how did we do it? Which one is the center point? Let's look at the center point. Need to motivate, is it? Personality, ocean, power. So you see, this one has it. So this is the main thing. And then what I did is I have actually under the this I have created separate mind maps of each one of them, openness to experience, and then linked it back to the main map.
Wow, I think this works perfectly.
Take it. So I've already done this part.
Perfect. This is what I wanted, to ensure. So it's perfect. So if you remember that last week we have done about this, how we can research and take interviews and different ways of writing a blurb and until introduction, how you can actually plan a book. So till that phase, you can easily go. After that, anyways, once your chapters are decided and all of that, we have to put the things, whatever we know, we have to write, and that is a different thing. But the main part is planning the book, finding your purpose, and then going for the research and all of that. So we have done those 2 steps. So today we will be talking about a little bit about, we will be doing a live mind mapping that is towards the end. But before that, I would like to show you some other mind maps and how you can make the same. And I'll be again sharing some links with you so that you can change, just like how I sent for Ikigai also. I would also want to know that, could you find time to go through that link that was shared with you, the bigger plate link, mind mapping, academic writing, academic writing using mind mapping. There was
I didn't. Can you just show me? I remember. No, I didn't get it.
Okay, so there was a YouTube link that was shared to you.
Or was it in the last week's thing?
Yeah, maybe in the last week. This week, anyways, we postponed, right? So last week, probably. It's okay. You can see it later. So this is about academic writing.
Okay.
This is a private video. The YouTube video is a unlisted one. So only few of us, we have our own sessions. So this is a recording of one of my sessions. Just to give you an idea of how I presented using completely mind maps, starting from how I shared my story and all of that for the bigger plate platform.
About week 7, this week focus was about how to plan.
No, it was a separate, just a link was given. Only a link.
No, I didn't get it.
Okay.
Please go through this video before the next. Is this the...
Yeah, that video, I think.
Oh, that one, okay. Simplifying academic writing with mind mapping.
Yeah. So it's somewhere around 30 to 40 minutes. So even if you're not watching the full, but just to get an idea like how I did, so that maybe not related to academic writing or even related to academic writing, you can always share similar things with your team, with your story, just to give you an idea of how I presented. So there were series of sessions. This was the introductory session. So that introductory session video, it is a private video on it. You will not find it directly on YouTube. It is unlisted one. So that I have shared with you just for you to get an idea.
Sure. Okay.
So I've seen that you have also on LinkedIn and many places you are sharing about your card workshop and all of that. So maybe in future you will also want to go for online courses or something of that which is recorded. So I'll show you a very basic and then from there we'll see a very basic online course template using mind maps. Let me show you. Just a moment.
You still, if you can spend a little time just to also explain me the bigger plate, is it useful? Should I
Oh,
get them?
sure. I'll
And,
show you now. I mean, today itself, towards the
and
end.
also just maybe 1 or 2 minutes on the workflowy. I'm
Okay.
really liking it.
Okay,
So I've
sure.
started using it. It's really helping me to organize my thoughts as well as for my client. But I think there's 1 or 2 hiccups that I'm getting, so I want to just get
Oh,
clarified.
sure. We can do that. So, yeah. So this is again a template in case this is for you. You can use it. I will share the template with you. So this is very basic. For example, you want to create, I would not even say level 1, level 0 of your course, which is a low priced one. And people just get a hang of, okay, this is what you talk about. And then maybe they would like to buy your one-to-one coaching or something of that sort. So I used to have this kind of courses, not on Udemy, but on my personal Thinkific platform where people would just watch it. But recently I've stopped all of that because I'm revamping and all, I mean, other things. But this is the you can say a template for very easy. You can just put the things, you already have all the mind maps and everything. In fact, most of the parts are already done for you, but it is more in a systematic manner. Suppose you're creating an online course for your personal platform like Thinkific or Teachable or for Udemy, irrespective of what. So let me increase the size if you can see.
Yeah.
So what we do is, of course, the initial, even before starting the course, part 1, this is, we already know about this, but still, for example, who is your audience? So we just do a small research about who is our audience. And for example, I planned a course which was only for teenagers. Mind mapping for teenagers. It did not have all the modules that we are discussing. It was a completely different course only for teenagers, counseling the teenagers when they are reading, preparing for interviews or something of that. So teenagers also, it was like not 13 years onwards. So it was a specific age group course. So like that, if you have some course like, okay, this is for early career, people, only the early career professionals will go through this course on leadership, something like that. A very specific audience you pick up. And then the need, what is the need and all of that, you just sort it out in your mind. What I do is, this is the template when I make my actual mind map, which is almost like this only, but that will have all the inputs from my end. So what I do is I write down what is the need of that course. So I just try to understand that what kind of myths the teenagers might have around certain aspects. So I write all of that here. So for example, I wrote that it was specifically for environment and well-being, like how the teenagers are brought up. So all of that things were there. So need, what is the need? Any myths, mindset, whatever you need to address. And this you will understand only when you have collected some specific data through secondary research, or maybe just talking with people, or even on Quora. If we go, you got a lot of questions. I do that. I go to Quora and I see a lot of questions. So I say, okay, I have to address all of those questions. Also, I'll show you that where do I get so many questions to solve. I'll show you today one website where we get all those questions that are posted by common people. So from there, I collect all those questions. And then from there, I decide, okay, what is the need for this course? Of course, I do a little bit of market study. And I've tried to go to Udemy, Coursera, and different places and see, okay, is there a need, or it's just that I'm imagining that there is a need for this course? So I definitely do that market study, a little bit of market study. Of course, then I write down, actually, not on even on mind map, and sometimes I even do it on my with my pen and paper. I write down that what is the objective. For example, for it could be credibility, it could be just I'm doing the assisting the society. Like, what is my objective? Because if I'm thinking my objective is I want people to convert to my one-to-one coaching.
Yeah.
So the entire thing has to be designed that way. So I write down somewhere in a very big paper or something and I pasted what is my objective, not the people's objective after doing my course, what I want them to do, the call to action. So I
Yeah.
write it and I keep it in front of me. So objective. And then of course I think that, okay, suppose somebody is taking my course, why should they take my course? What is the unique point of the course? So I write a very strong course description. I mean, now I may be saying it is strong, somebody else may not like it, but I give my best in writing the course description, thinking about what is my story, where am I writing this, I mean, designing this course, or something almost like the book thing, but this is a little bit different, like 1 or 2 line, USP about the course and why people should buy this course. I mean, why they should pay for this course. And then once this part is done, this is just initial part, the research part and thinking and all. Then when I start the course, this is the flow of the course. The entire flow is given here. So I'll show you. Part 1, I generally speak, and this again, if you see the flow of this course is, I think I have taken different subjects, different variety of Udemy and Coursera courses almost since 2017, because we were asked by the university to do that. And most of the time we would get scholarships for taking the course, or even I would do that. So I have, and not only from this too, even from IIT Kharagpur, they offer a lot of online courses. So what I saw is all the courses, they follow the good ones. There are some courses they don't follow any format, and we don't like also going back to them. But all the good courses, they follow a format. So this is somehow, you can say distillation of all those together and then putting in a template. So the first one is the promise. And what I do is I even start my 3-day workshops, 2-day workshops, or 15-day workshops always with a promise that I'm going to deliver this, and I want this promise from you as a participant, that you are going to do all assignments or whatever it is, the commitment that I request from them. So I give a very clear promise that what I want to do and how I want to serve people through this course. What is my promise to you in that 3-day, 10-day, 1 month, whatever, and what promise I want from them. So a promise kind of statement that I make in the very opening of the course. Then expectation. So what they can expect from this course. And so something like, what do you expect from the learners? So these are all 2 minutes. If you see any courses, the first module is hardly 10 minutes, maybe 2 minutes, the promise, 2 minutes, the expectation, 2 to 3 minutes, the expectation. Then the story. This is spending around 5 minutes, that why you want to share this course with them, why you want to share this knowledge with them. So in the research part, in this initial part, we already found a story in the USP part. So this story, we will share it here. Some very strong story. So we'll share this story here. And generally, we would prefer to share a personal story from our own experience. And that would add some uniqueness to the course. And once we do that, we will maybe we can, as a very beginning thing, that what they already know about it. Maybe I'm talking about mind maps. They may or may not know about mind maps. So I'll just put some questions, very easy questions, or may not be directly related to the topic, but some small quiz kind of thing I'll add at the end of the course. So whatever platform you'll be working with, in case you will be working, if you plan to design any course, even in future, so you can always think, whether it's Udemy or it's Coursera or even Thinkific, Teachable, all platforms now provide options for adding assignments and worksheets and all of that. So you can always add, so the learners will feel more connected that, okay, they have completed part 1 and now they have to submit this assignment. So once we do that, this is more like warming up session, part 1. So yes, and then we go to part 2. So part 2 is where you introduce the topic, to them, and you give some very basic concepts, because at this point you cannot give them, like for example, even if I'm talking about mind map, I cannot directly go and tell them, okay, everything about mind map. Maybe just I'll give them a story about what is a metaphor about that library. If we don't organize our materials, what is going to happen? So something very simple things I'll introduce, and then I'll give some very basic terminologies and concepts. And everything will happen at the level of understanding. So the part 2, the main focus is just on introducing the concept at the understanding level. They may still not be able to analyze what is leadership, for example. They may not be able to even apply the principles that I'm going to teach in the future. So this step is only about making them understand the very basics. So the focus is, if you see, the focus is on understanding level. So that we do. And again, we give based on understanding level. Here, we will ask them simple define or recall kind of quiz. Like what is what, define, I'm not defining exactly what is this. So for example, if I talk about mind maps, then mind maps are radial diagrams, true or false. Maybe it's just very simple things, just to ensure that they have got the basics of the thing. And once we do that, then we move to the application level, that is in part 3. So part 2 is understanding, part 3 is application level. So in the application level, if you see that, we will show them how the concepts you are teaching relates to them, some experiences and stories and all, whatever you are teaching, at least some examples of where you can, where they can, or where you have applied it in practical scenario and how you got some benefits out of it. So some application. Or even in my case, if I teach mind mapping, I would just show them, because I don't want to teach them everything right in this course. It is just a very foundation course. So what I would do is I would show them, okay, using a mind map, I have made a book summary like this, maybe a very small one, or maybe I have planned a wedding using mind map. So very small one, but I will just show them, okay, this is the application, and show them that how it has saved time or whatever this is. Then I will take them through a journey. Once this application, part 3 will be a little bit longer than part 1 and 2, because here I will be talking about application analysis also. So application, I will just show them where they can apply. Analysis, I will take them through a journey. For example, I will make it more interactive. I'll post some questions or concepts and see that, okay, can you try this? For example, in what I did for my course was in mind mapping itself, I gave them 2 paragraphs. I remember even for book course, I gave them 2 paragraphs. The same thing, I showed them how the same sentence can be written in 2 ways, and how again the same thing could be written using mind mapping. So I showed them 3 types of note taking. They read a book, they did it in one way, second way, and then using mind maps. And then I showed them how using mind maps, the things were more clear with images and all. And I did it like kind of live in a Zoom. Assuming that they are already there. So I did it in Zoom, or you could do it in any other software where they get a kind of as if they are attending your session live. So some sort of that, where you take them through a journey, and in between I was continuously posing questions, or some kind of interaction is going on, assuming that they are watching it live kind of thing. Then of course there is also interactive exercise at the end, where I again give them an exercise based on whatever was taught. But this exercise is a little bit difficult than the quiz that I have given in the part 2. And the purpose here is again that to understand whether they have understood or not. And even if they are not doing, but they know that yes, something like this exists. So at least they will be more interested. And the entire idea of putting part 3 little difficult than part 2 is because you want to do passively branding here. So here you would want, through some sentences, through some stories, that how your clients have reached this level. So passively you have to brand yourself in this step, that is part 3, because it may so happen that this part is a little difficult. The learners may not actually go up to part 4 and complete the session. They will do part 1 because it is very easy. And again, at the end of part 1, you have to make it so interesting that they will go to part 2. From part 2, when they come to part 3, this is where you will do your passive branding. And even in part 1, you can do your branding through the story, the unique story that you will tell them from your life. Through that, you can do branding. And here you will consciously do the branding here in part 3. And I call it that we want to put the name of our brand and what we do in the head of the learners in this step. Then in part 4, because we are talking about not a 1 month or 2 month course, but a very concise and small full packed course, so that the learners convert. So what we'll do is, here we will try to, in part 4, we will try to show them how far they have come. Because we have touched upon, if you see whatever course you are taking, you have touched upon the understanding level, some basic concepts you taught them. And you also tell them that it is not possible to learn whatever concept you're teaching in just 3 days or 4 days or through a small course. You are just giving them a basic start. after this, they have to go for the next level if they want to learn more. So you can always show them in part 2, you have showed them understanding. Part 3, application and analysis. So from nowhere or from nothing, they have reached somewhere. So you have to show them, and this is again a very important statement that I have seen. Even a lot of big instructors or course people who teach how to create course, they say that you always have to keep on reminding your audience, reminding your participants how far you have brought them. The only reason is so that it's not like to tell that, okay, how far, how much you are giving, but it is also to tell them or put in their subconscious mind that this was them 1 month or 2 months or 3 months back, and or maybe at the beginning, day 1 of this course and day 4 of this course. So how far they have come. So recap of your course and passively trying to show how far they have come along with you in this learning journey. So this is basically what we call A to B, or the journey. Again, in part 4, this should be a separate story, a strong story of, something different. The first one was why you are taking this, and the second one could be how the same thing have changed one of your clients' life. It could be because every time if you share your own story, it may not sound good to the participants. So the first story is definitely your story, because that is why that is a USP. But the second story where we end, this could be like how you got emotional, or how you could actually see a transformation in one of your clients, and that gives you all the motivation to just take this course or whatever you are teaching further. So this strong story, which is not your direct story, you witnessing transformation of somebody else because of your whatever you are teaching. So that thing. So that story should be very strong and emotional. And what we do is we go for in the way forward, we want your learners, whoever they are, to understand that you are not leaving them at the end of the course just like that. So give a suggestion that how do you want them to carry forward their journey. It could be even just, okay, why don't you read this book's suggested reading, or maybe some advanced course, or even at the end of this, you could just prepare, maybe just like how I do in a workflow, a set of 7 or 10 questions for them, so they will feel, okay, the course has not ended, and you can always tell them that you can always share these answers with me in my email ID. So that way, what they will feel, okay, the course is not over, she's still, or he's still hand holding me. So just to give them that idea, we will give them a way forward. So whatever, it will completely depend upon the course or whatever thing that you're teaching, but some kind of self-reflection workbook. I generally give a small workbook at the end of my 7-day workshops also. I used to give earlier. It's a set of 20 questions and very simple questions, but at the same time, they will feel that, okay, mind mapping, how far they have come with mind mapping. And the questions are strategically designed to make them think more about mind mapping after 7 days. So something of that sort. And I would just say that, did you plan your day? Or this is a template using which you could plan your day tomorrow. On Sunday, you can plan the entire week. So something like very small things. You need not declare all your templates or all of those at this stage, but something very simple, which even if you give away, maybe that things that you're already sharing on LinkedIn. So from there also, if you see, you will get a lot of materials. So just those things which you are already giving for free in different platforms, those things you give here at the end. So they will feel a lot of like you are giving them a lot of freebies, and that kind of feeling will come. So this, the way forward. And of course, reach, how can they reach you? Very specifically you have to mention, because they might do the workbook and all of that they might complete, but how do they reach them? How do they reach you? So maybe some email ID or whatever it is, maybe a group, WhatsApp group or Telegram group if you have, so they can join the Telegram group. So whatever it is, that call to action, the reach, how do they reach you once the course is over? And even after 6 months, if they want, think about you. And here you can also tell them that it's not just about one-to-one, but imagine they have they know some organizations and they want you to take some, as a keynote speaker. So you can always tell them that you are not just taking one-to-one, but you also take, so in different places, you have to strategically put, even in part 3, when you are branding yourself, you have to show some pictures and something where you show them that you also go to organizations and, address teams and teach them. So all of that in different places, it must be there, so that you could tell them that they can you also reach to you in case if any such need, even after 6 months. So it's more like a connection. And you can also tell them that you are available on different platforms. For example, you create on LinkedIn, and also all those information, if you give them, they will say, okay, you will also be building your audience from here, not just directly for your course, but on your different social media platforms. So whatever it is, this reach should be very well defined and told to them so that they feel connected. At the same time, we are also getting the benefit out of it. And of course, final call to action, if you have any further course, if they want and if they take or whatever it is, for example, after my 3 days or 7 days, I invite people for 1 month journey or practitioner course. So there are different levels based on what is their profession and all of that. So that this is more like a very formal kind of template that you will show them. And this could be through mind mapping. What I do is, in a mind map only, I will show them, okay, this is my 3-day course that you have taken, and now you have this 5 options. And of course, the first option is you can go and, whatever you have learned, you can try to implement it by yourself. And if you do it, it is going to give you results. But we also need to understand that in this 3 days or 4 days, we cannot cover up everything that is contained in this course. So based on whether you are a student or a working professional, I provide this 5 courses, and each of them will be one branches in a mind map. And you can always take your time and come back to me, because now they already know how to reach you. So with that call to action, and also wishing them that they genuinely use mind mapping in their day-to-day life and get benefit out of it. So with a very genuine, all those kind of note, I will end the course. So even though it is recorded, people will feel like it is, we are actually communicating with them one-to-one. And even if you price such kind of course at like let's say 500, 600 or 700, but for you, it is a one-time work. But you can always, you can, and this is like very simple also, you can put it in any platform and people can go and watch. So even if out of 20 people, one is converting, even then I feel it is a win-win situation, because I don't have to record every time. This is just like a one time, and in 2 days this will be over. I mean, because it's a very basic thing, we don't have to give them anything extra at this level, just very basic, but trying to attract them and tell them that, okay, this are available in this field, just for that. So I will be sharing this with you.
Sure.
This link I'll share with you.
Mm.
Okay, I'll do this. Let me stop the share now. So this was about online course. So do you think this will be helpful? I mean, in case.
Definitely, yeah, I will use it. I will look into it next year when I start designing some of my own programs. Right now, I'm kind of finish off what needs to be done for this year.
Yeah, whenever you do, I mean, you can always contact me. I mean, if you are doing, and if you find anywhere if you get stuck anywhere, but if you just follow this template, what I have seen is there are people who have designed, I mean, they were having the material already. It was just a matter of putting that Zoom on, and then quickly they recorded, and they said that in 2 to 3 days they recorded, because it was small only. Hardly the entire course comes up to 1.5 hours. I mean, 1.5 hours, just 90 minutes of course, because it is a very introductory course. And of course, editing would take time, but recording did not take much time, because it was all there. They just had to write. And mostly I tell people that even when you're explaining, also explain through mind maps. So time will get saved. You don't have to prepare PPTs also. So in my case, I do that. If you are not using mind maps, and if you just want to show some PPT, but you will surely have all of those material already. So it is just more like planning in your head and then executing it directly. So it wouldn't take much time. So this was about online course. Okay, before we move to the next mind map, I would want to show you workflow. That's what you said, right?
Yeah. What was it? What was that question? Maybe you can just show me.
Okay. So I'll open my workflow link.
Yeah, I know what I want to ask.
Yeah. So tell me, you wanted to ask something. I will just share the screen with you. Do you want to open a fresh, I mean, what is the question exactly according to
the one question that I had was, I mean, I'm loving it. It's working very well. I'm using your style of, having it per week, and it's also helping me to organize my weeks, session 1, session 2, session 3. So I did that exactly, because till now I was using the Google Classroom, but there was a lot of clutter over there. I was not able to systematically see everything in one go. And the same goes for the person. So this was an excellent tool, immediately applied. My thing is, for example, like in your case, you work with your virtual assistant, right? Who then edits that video and he puts it in for you, for example. So now when I want to put that thing and give it to my virtual assistant to put those things, one is that question, how can that be done? And number two is that if there are some assignments, can the people who I'm sending it, my coaches, can they submit over there, or is it just one way?
If you give them edit option, they can submit.
Okay, so submit in the sense that they can add in their upload the document over there.
Okay, I'll show you. Just a moment. So this is, if you can see the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have 3 workflows, separate workflows. Okay, I mean, because I have a lot of I have 2 virtual assistants till now. One have just left, in the sense he will be back. He is having some exams and all. So what we do, for example, this June resources. For example, this, if you see, these are for some kids I have taken. So it was a 4 or 5 day courses. So each day I'm even sending them summaries, because these are like 1 hour session for kids, not 90 minutes session for kids in the evening group. So if you see, I'm sending them day 1, day 2 summaries and all of this. So first question is how I deal with the virtual assistant is I just upload all my materials on Google Doc, and they have a very clear-cut instruction, not Google Doc, on my Google Drive, which they have access to. They have I mean, not everything, one folder, which I have to deal with them. So one folder they have access, and I don't give the access to my entire Google Drive. Only one folder I have created, VA1, for example, virtual assistant 1, and he knows, okay, this are to be done. So from there, he will pick up and he will put. Sometimes even if I'm not available, for example, if I'm on hospital and all, and I have already created my LinkedIn post, put it there, day. And so he just have to go. And of course, he will be given my password for 1 day or 2 days, and then I'll change it later. So he will post it. At least the posting will be done from his end, so that there is no gap in posting on LinkedIn. So he does that quite sometimes. He will post and all. Sometimes if I sleep at night early, so he will be the one posting on my behalf. Later, I will do the reaction engagement part. So through Google Drive, we manage that. And what you said about how we can actually collaborate and your participants can reply, there is an option, for example, when I share here, so this is already shared. So when I share here, there is an option here that
which is
can edit. Okay, can view full access. So you can give full access to them. Can edit and share with others. So when you give, I generally don't give full access. I have always given can view, because I don't want people to change. But if you want, because for me, the assignments are all submitted through Thinkific and all of that for group courses.
Correct.
So that does the work. It automatically comes to me, or I tell them that email me, because those are mainly mind maps only, which I hand-drawn mind maps. So I need to review it anyways. So this, what you can do is you can use this option, full access. And another thing you have to be specific is, if you give the same workflow to 5 people, and if all of them start editing, it will be a mess. So you have to replicate and give this. You will have to duplicate here.
And, so that's fine. So the minute you do full access, which means they can actually upload their Word document here if they wanted to.
Yeah, you can just write down, okay, for example, where was it? Okay, I don't know. Somewhere I did that actually. I have to search. Okay, these questions. Identify one. So these questions, what I do is, after I have another workflow, I'll have to check that. So what I'll do is, I'll just leave some gaps, so they can always go to this option and upload their file. Instruction is, the question is there, you upload your file.
Perfect.
So I did that with.
But this again has to be done separately for each person.
Otherwise
it'll be a mess for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. So there was this lady called Rose. She used to upload in this way, exactly the same way. I'm not getting a file. Maybe it's in another one. Okay, this lady. So she used to do it like that. For her, we have created a separate this thing. So what she would do is she would upload each week. She's a mindfulness coach. So
Okay.
she teaches about, she does meditation, and she will teach some, her sessions are always early mornings or late night. Some
Okay.
people, they would, before sleeping, they would meditate with her. Some people, they will meditate in the morning. So she's from Chhattisgarh. So she wanted to convert her entire course. She was already doing everything. Just now we transferred everything to mind maps. That is what we did in 2 months time. So she used to upload all her mind maps like this. I would say that, okay, for her course, for question number 1, whatever it is, you just upload here. So she will upload all her mind maps, and then I will automatically, I have the access, so I'll check it later on. That's what we used to do. So we can do that. No issues.
Okay. So that's fine. Okay, that's and
bigger plate.
and so even Shubham can just go here.
Yeah.
If he needs to, he adds on the video over here, and the person who I'm dealing with, like, which is me, example, I'm the participant, I can upload my file. So that's how the people collab.
And for Shubham, in case you, there is no, I mean, for example, for my case, mostly I don't use at all this workflow because it takes a lot of time and all. Earlier, I was using it. Now, since the virtual assistant already knows how it works and all, I have given him the password only for my workflow. So he does it directly like the admin only. So for Shubham, that can be done actually. That because Linktree and this. But I have some Linktree, 3 Linktree profiles where I give all the courses, like day 1, day 2, each one day. It is not like my social media handle. Rather, I'm using it in a different way. It's a Linktree profile, but it is like day 1, this course, day 2, day 3, day 4. So it's coming like just the YouTube links, private YouTube links I'm sharing there. So they just go through that. So they feel it is like a very organized course. So I have not uploaded. So these are again a separate set of people that I have dealt with last year. In 2021, when I was not having Thinkific or Teachable, I did that simply in Linktree. So they feel that it is day 1, day 2 courses only.
Correct.
Yeah. And at the end, I will also share one workflow link with the assignments, video and workflow link with the assignments. So it was working very well. They felt it was almost like a organized course. Course.
Okay, perfect. I'll do that. And then the other one we were talking about. So before we move to bigger plate, Subra, you had recently mentioned that you had got somebody on LinkedIn to support you in re-understanding how to position yourself on LinkedIn, and how to increase, what your own, you were sharing your stats and this and that. So there were some things that you had shared. There was a person who you had reached out to, and then you did a program with him, I think a short 100-day, or I don't know what it was called.
Yeah, it was 3 days, 3 days program. But I can share that with you right now. I mean, the learnings, if okay, it's 7.
Yeah, I would like that. Yeah, that would be another one that I need to.
Okay, so let me directly share with you the learnings from there, so that it's there in a form of a mind map only.
Okay.
LinkedIn.
And then who was the person? Then I can also reach him and do my training.
Yeah, there are 3 persons actually. I'll give you the names right away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are 3 persons. I have done from 2 person. It was 499 course, so I just went ahead and took
499.
Yeah, only, yeah.
That's very reasonable.
Yeah. And these are recorded courses. They won't come live, just like how I told you. It's a similar thing. Yeah. Okay. But I can always share the learnings with you. And this is again, I have a session with people. For that, I have prepared. But since you have mentioned, just a moment. Okay. Can you see this?
Yeah.
So this is a session that I took for one of my clients. So she is not interested directly in mind mapping. She is interested only in increasing her, she has, I think, 100 or something followers, very less. I mean, she was not into LinkedIn or any social media for a long time. So now she just wants to increase at least to a level where she starts getting comments and all of that. So we were just talking about how she should track and position and all of that. So this is more like a accountability plan and long-term plan. It is not like 1 month or something. We are looking over until the end of 2022. And it's what we are doing is she would post and she would let me know, and I said I will not go and comment or something, but the build has to be the reach has to be organic. People should automatically come to your profile. So how we are doing that over a period of 3 months. So we have taken time until December 2022 this year. So I will share the, I mean, not PPT, that session I will share very quickly with you, a part of it.
That would be.
So, and this of course contains learning of what I did from the 2 courses. Yeah.
Correct.
So what?
And the third person was the person you didn't do the course, but you reached them. You said there were 3 people, 2 courses, and okay, it doesn't matter. So
No,
okay,
one is this person. His name is Rahul Jain. He does 3 days course, and Vaibhav Sisinti. But Vaibhav Sisinti has become very famous now. I took his course when he was not very famous. He was giving a lot of inputs. Now it is difficult to find him. I told my client also, why don't you go? So he said that all the things are recorded, and he only is very on the final day he comes and he just wants to sell his 10,000 or 14,000 course. That means suddenly that guy has become, and even on LinkedIn, his followers are now, I think, in millions or something. So suddenly there has been growth. So of course, when there is growth and all, people will become busier and they might not be coming every day. So it's understood. But that is with Vaibhav Sisanti. Rahul Jain still checks your mind maps and everything. I mean, he also teaches through mind maps, LinkedIn, and I have seen that if you ask him some personal questions on WhatsApp and all, at least during those 3-4 days, he answers himself, not through a virtual assistant. He himself will answer. So that is the best part with Rahul Jain.
Okay, so you can just share with me. I will see what I want to, because you see, I've been doing it since January 2021 is when I got onto LinkedIn. And one thing about me is whether anybody watches or not, I still do it. Whether that was on SAG, whether it's for Facebook, Instagram, I'm doing it because each day that is a mindset also that you have to overcome. So I do it. That's the most important. So now I think there has to be some tweaks that I need to do. And I had in fact shared in June last year, 2021, how to revamp internally in SAG. I was sharing with people how to, revamp your LinkedIn and all that. So I think I've passed that stage. Now it's the next stage. How do we move forward? So that's why I'm feeling a bit stuck at the moment. So I said, let me.
I think Rahul Jain's course will be good. Rahul Jain's course will be good. And what I did was, I took up a challenge with, there's a person called Albert Bellamy. So I took a challenge with him in the sense, what we did was, every day, I mean, already you are doing maybe every day without fail, we post a content for 30 days. And we don't reshare anybody else's content. We only put our own content, original content. And there are different ways, which I'll also be talking here in this PPT.
And what is this social Saturday and stuff like that people post about?
This is again, I was invited actually, this one of my connections only. She said that she reached out to me via DM saying that on social Saturday, you just go there and, when she posts, to go there and there will be a lot of connections. So you can always say that if people interested in my thing, you can always connect with me. And you find the people. So it's more like a networking party that this people host. So what I did was, instead of every time going to the main post and writing that I'm open to connect, I did that for quite a few weeks, like maybe 2-3 weeks. And then what I did, I just picked up the word social Saturday, that tagline. And that every Saturday I would just write at the end of the post. So there are some people, what they would do is, they will put hashtag social Saturday on LinkedIn, and whatever post comes from there, they will search the people. It's huge. We don't know whom we exactly want to connect. Maybe there are some people who are sending connection requests, but these are not our audience. So we may not accept, and we may actually reach out to some other people. So for that purpose, and though I'm telling you all of this that I'll be showing you right here, I must admit that there are certain points I'll be sharing that also honestly with you, which I have not taken right now. Even I have not started doing all of that right now.
Okay, perfect.
So of course, the first one, as it is said, that we have to track. Again, this is very difficult in the sense, why I'm saying difficult, because given the amount of tasks we are already handling, tracking our audience and impressions, engagement, it becomes quite a task for us. But of course, if we are doing it even once in a week, or if we have someone to do it for us, or once in a week if we are doing it is also okay, but some kind of tracking that how much connections or followers we're increasing, and what is the amount of engagement. And this can be done very simply if you just go and click on LinkedIn and impression. If you check the impressions, if you click on the impression, it will show you past 90 days, past 30 days, not 30 days, 28, 14, and 90 days. They will show you the impressions. So all you have to do is just go and click on your profile and check the impressions. So there you will get how many visitors have, visited your profile, how many people have found you through keywords. So all of that LinkedIn automatically gives you only by clicking there. So this tracking just for you to know where you are. Yeah. So this is the purpose of tracking, and this is again just the very initial stage. Next is positioning. So if you see that, of course, already you are doing this positioning, because you are, I have seen that it's like audience, yours is audience specific, and you definitely serve before selling. So all of these are there. Then you communicate daily. So there are different ways we can communicate, through posts, newsletter, polls, articles. So I'm also planning to start a newsletter in 2023. Already work is done, everything is set, but just because I'm a little apprehensive that I may have a gap of 1 or 2 weeks in the coming months in November. So I thought, why not start in the fresh new year? So even it would be a nice one. So this newsletter, if you see, I have written earlier November, and now it is pushed 2 months further. So the newsletter is I have gone through a number of newsletters in the past 6 months, I would say, from January to June, just to understand that how much work is required. If it is too much of work to prepare a newsletter, I wouldn't prefer to go for it. But then I saw the best of newsletters, which have a huge audience. They are mostly one page or something like that, and just giving some updates. Let's say I will share one mind map from my life each week. I will share learnings of one book that I'm reading this week. And I will share some self-reflection points. So I will prepare a template for, let's say, 3 months. This 3 months, I'm going to share these 3 things with my audience. I can always refine that and change it in the coming, again, after 3 months. So something like that, but very short, one picture, maybe one set of questions. And of course, there will be a small CTA at the end. Okay, if you join this newsletter, or if I have a course or something, at the end, I will put a small CTA, call to action. So I saw that one page is okay. Even if I do it, for example, I thought my frequency would be twice a month. I have seen people doing it weekly. So if somebody has time, they can always do it weekly also, because it's just one page. It will hardly take, let's say, 1 hour or something like that to prepare. But the main thing is that thought process, the planning and all. So yeah. Then of course, communicate daily. So this communicate daily is basically they are trying to say that do something daily, even if you are not fully giving content or something, but something, even if it is a live update, just do it. Some educational or lives, or already you are doing lives, or some short videos and all of that. And I think this also you're already doing. I have seen this PDF where you upload the carousels and post news. So all this, only polls, of course. So basic point is you have to position yourself by communicating daily, which already, of course, you are doing. And next is optimizing. So this is little thing that, again, goal is to attract the right audience. You have a very nice headshot pic profile. So this was, I was told to make a profile video, which I haven't done yet. I'm yet to do. But it seems that if you do this, you attract a lot of audience when you give a profile video. So for my client, she had already made her profile video, and she's already doing her profile. I mean, she has given her, okay, hi, I'm so and so, and I did so very small 30 seconds video, not 30 seconds. I think hers is 20 something. So profile video is there. Then headline. As we know that when we open, most of the people, they might open LinkedIn only on their phones. And when we open it on the phone, only the first 74 characters are seen. So whatever you want people to understand from your head tagline, you have to deal with in the first 74 characters only. Of course, you can write a long one, and even all of us also, we write long ones. So this is again what I picked up from one of this Rahul Jain's posts, this headline part, that 74 characters are very important. So what we did was we actually sat down and we wrote that this 74 characters. So first, sometimes what I'll do is in the first 1 week, what I'll do, I'll just put best-selling author as the first in the first part. next week again, if I just want to tweak, I'll just again change the first part to mind mapping expert or something. I just keep on changing and I see. So I have the entire thing. I'll just put first and second and I'll keep on tweaking just to find whatever is right for me, and it works. So, and whatever key, for example, you want people to, you want yourself to appear when people search leadership example.
Correct.
So that word should be there in your complete headline.
Absolutely.
Yeah, even if not on the first 74 characters, but the headline should consist of all the keywords. For example, if I'm writing teacher and people are searching for teacher, I will appear. If I'm writing mind mapping and if people give mind mapping, then I will appear in their searches. So just to ensure that I appear in the searches, the headlines should consist of all the keywords. So that was the thing. Then of course, creator mode should be on. I think that is on for you as well, yes. And then 5 hashtags. So whatever it is, every day, I mean, we have to put those 5 hashtags on the top of our profile. Then every post, there should be minimum 5 hashtags. Not minimum, actually, they say maximum 5 hashtags, not too many hashtags. Maximum should be 5. And that is what I learned from, I think the third person that you were saying must be Albert Bellamy, because it was not a course or something, but I was trying because he started like just with 200 to 300 followers to, I think he has reached 20,000 or something. So he did it very strategically. That's what he said. So he was very particular about 2 things. One is never share others' content, at least when you are building up your own this thing. And even if you are sharing others' content, it should not be direct share. It should be in the way that, okay, I have read this post of his or hers and I was really inspired by this. So in that way, you are attracting his or her audience and not resharing the content. So that was one thing. Another thing that person told was that we should not use more than 5 hashtags in a single post. So that was a thing. Then decide. Yeah, this is again what he told was that don't give hashtags randomly as suggested by LinkedIn. LinkedIn suggests some hashtags if you see. So he was very particular about this, that instead of that, you before even writing the article, or you just go to LinkedIn only and check, put the hashtags and check that what kind of followers are there. Are they really your audience or not? Sometimes the word may look like, okay, this is a nice hashtag, but it may not actually consist of the followers I want. So that to check that thing, decide, he said, decide prior. Do yeah, and then curate. And the entire thing is to this use hashtag is to, curate or attract new audience. So when if we are using right hashtags, new audience also will come. For example, most of my mind mapping people are through the hashtag mind mapping only. So through that. And then again, another important point that almost all of them have said was update frequently. You have to update your headlines, your hashtags. Just keep on, every month or something, keep on tweaking it and check that whichever is working better. Means the moment you change something, LinkedIn feels that you are using your profile, you're optimizing your profile. So it will promote it more. If it is a profile which has not been touched, like the headline has not been touched or the hashtags have not been touched. So LinkedIn feels that not much activity is going on. So they want that at least twice once in 2 weeks or once in a month, you just change a little bit here and there and you just update it. So LinkedIn sees that there is some activity. And yes, this I haven't created, but yeah, I'm going to create this.
How do we do this one? Would you be later? You can share me. We finish, then you can just tell me how do you do that for your profile also.
Update frequently.
No, the QR code.
Oh, sure. Whenever I do this, I will definitely, maybe if I do next week, I'll share directly the video only. I'll just screen capture and I'll show. Yeah. So creating a QR code for your profile, and yeah, I'll show you this definitely. Then tagging connections and companies. For example, I tag some of the companies that I have worked with, or maybe I want them to see my content or anything of that sort. So you can
what
tag.
is the general view, Subra, about tagging? I mean, I'm asking you as another fellow content creator, that when we tag, I mean, I obviously I understand we tag because we want people to reach us. But what is the general perception? Do people like to be tagged?
I think that what I have observed, and this is again, I would say not only my observation, I have actually asked these questions to a lot of people who teach about LinkedIn growth and all of that. So their answer was, specifically Albert Balami, who is again very strict kind of person, and he talks about this. So he says that when we are tagging, if we are tagging too many people, then, and if those people do not respond,
correct, then you stop, don't tag them again.
Then LinkedIn will slow down your post. Earlier, if LinkedIn has decided that it will show your post to 100 people immediately after you post, for example, you have 1,000 connections. So what LinkedIn will do, 1/10 of that connection. So whatever is the number, 1/10 of that main number, LinkedIn will show your post to that many people immediately. Out of that many people, you have tagged, let's say 10 people. So to those 10 people, it will go first. Now, if these people, they just see and they just put down, immediately LinkedIn will slow down. So it is actually working against you. So that was the idea. That was the idea. And also, I think tagging too many people
is not
good.
Exactly. So that's what I wanted to know, like, because obviously if you tag and that person does not react to you, and it's actually impacting your post.
Post. And with tagging, again, there are various ways. One is when you write about someone else, for example, so you just use one name, so that is fine. And there are also ways where we have been shown that we can use 10 names also. But then that can be a completely a gratitude post, that okay, today I want to, or these are some 10, I think, I don't remember, some 3-4 months back, or I just have to check. And it got a very good, I think I got more than 5,000 to 6,000 views in a very short span of time for that post. So it was here are some of the amazing people you should connect with. That was the heading. So now people would want to know, okay, who are these amazing people? So I gave the headline, here are some amazing people, 10 amazing people you should connect right away, or you should connect or follow right away. And then I wrote the names of these 10 persons, and I wrote one line for each of this person. For example, so and so, one line, so and so, one line. And I mean, what is the content they create? And so this people also felt very good, because I have, again, personally, I remember that not to all 10 of them, but at least to 3 of them, I was just sending the link that I spoke this about you. But before that, few already started replying on their post, because it reached them so fast. So the moment they see themselves called as amazing, they want to,
And so that means that at this stage, if we are specifically posting about somebody, it is actually also a good idea to send that post to their inbox also. Is that a good idea?
Yeah. I always do that. In case if I'm writing.
I don't do any of those things, so I need to fix it.
So just a very nice DM writing that, this today I was expressing my gratitude or something like, and then just so that it is there. And in case if those people are reachable to you through WhatsApp, it is always so that they see it is about them. So when I wrote about Dr. J, I think last 2-3 weeks back,
I saw,
I sent it to him, but his message to my post came earlier, and the time when I sent, but even then, what happened as a result was, because I did it in DM, again in DM also, he wrote a very nice message for me. So it's just like more building a strong connection.
Absolutely.
Had I not done that, it would feel like, okay, I have given them and then not sent it to him. So you can always say that he didn't see only.
Exactly.
So if I tag someone specifically for praising them, or maybe not praising, it could be just I have read one of their posts and I have some learning. So I always tell them that I really love this learning from your post, and so hence I shared with my audience today.
Okay, perfect.
So like that. Then then of course, I think you're already doing this, putting a small pitch at the end of your post. At the end of every post, some small one-liners or something like that, that what you do or something. And you can always create a template of 4 or 5 of those. I have on my Google Docs where I have 6 call to actions based on different posts. If it's a mind mapping post, what I'll put, if it is this kind of post, I will just write. And again, I'm preparing some 4 more for this year. So next year onwards, I will also tell that, okay, you can invite me for, if I have to travel also, I can go. Right now, I'm not in a travel. So, you can invite me for keynotes, for on-site sessions, and also all that kind I'm preparing, so that it will always go. I have 10, I just pick up one and copy paste at the end of the post. So I do
Correct.
this CTA. So these are all for optimizing the profile.
Correct.
And then we call it be a content creator. And I think you are already doing this, that establish expertise, writing not articles, post at least they say that though you are posting every day, at least once in a week. I think not 7 per week. This was 1 per week.
An article?
Yeah, which I have stopped long back. I am not doing right now. Last year I used to write articles. In fact, I have deleted some articles also, because some of those articles I have put in my book. So I deleted from there and I expanded and put it in my book. So generally the LinkedIn experts say that you write 1 article per week. And if you're not writing an article, then go for a newsletter. Any one of this you do. So that people, your audience, they will also get a long form content from you. Then this is again something I have seen. I think Garima also does this, and a lot of other people. This breaking news.
I don't know.
What they do is, I mean, for example, just an example, you came to know that there's a cyclone at our place. So you just add the last line or something. Maybe your entire post is not about that, but you also say that my heart goes to those people, to the people in so and so part of this place, or maybe I'm praying for them or something of that sort. So immediately that hashtag or that will catch the attention. That is one way. The other way is, for example, when Liz Truss and this entire thing, Liz Truss or Rishi Sunak, this entire thing, I have seen like at least 100 posts that who is the next who is going to be the next PM of UK, and the entire news thing. At least there were like thousands of posts at least that I have seen. I was like bored. Oh my God, everybody is sharing about this now. This is not happening. But what could happen is, though there are many people sharing, but audiences are unique. So since the audience are unique and everybody is sharing in their own way, some are sharing it as a thing, what is to be learned, or some are just sharing it as a news, what is your view, so something like that, some breaking news. And I've also seen many people, whenever some new features come up in LinkedIn, for example, when the funny emoji came up in LinkedIn, at least for 3 days people were posting about it, that did you notice so and there is a new feature in LinkedIn. So immediately it catches attention and people start. So some kind of that kind of breaking news, or some new LinkedIn feature. So something that is going to create interest in your audience. That's it. So I generally don't do this. I have done this, I think, just once or twice, and then I have stopped. But anyways, it can be done. Then, of course, this buffer.
Yeah, that one.
Create 600 words post, means short post buffers to be created, so that in any days, for example, I'm planning for the entire next week, very short, some pictures and 2-3 liners, because in case if I cannot post, at least the virtual assistant can post on my behalf. And if somebody comments, he can always put a heart shape or like to all the things, so that at least there is some sort of engagement. So this buffer posts, I have not created 10 as of now, but I do have some 5 to 6 buffer posts. On days when I'm completely not prepared to write anything, this posts will go. Yeah. And also what I do is short post plus photos. Sometimes the post may not be very long. I can always put a short, if I don't have much time, but a short post from my older posts. What I do is, for example, whatever you have written, let's say 1 year back or 2 years back, LinkedIn is not going to show all of that ever to your new followers or connections.
Right.
They will never show that. So one of the key factor that I have learned from all of these people, whether it's Rahul Jain or Vaibhav Sisanti or even some of the content creators, fellow content creators, they say that what they do is they go back to the old post, they see the content, and from there they will pick up the main points and they will create a PDF out of that. Or they will just read the entire content, and from there they will pick up 2 lines and add a new picture to that and post. So every 3 months also you can do that. Just go back to 4th or 5th month previous thing, and you don't have to create fresh content every time.
Absolutely, you're right on that. Absolutely.
So this is something even I have been doing, and I see that some post which initially I remember got 5 comments, now suddenly the same thing is getting 70 comments. So I was actually talking to a fellow creator over phone, and she said that today your post, she called me, she said, I loved your post. I said, the same post I've given like 3 to 4 months back, and there was just 5 comments and nobody bothered to even see. Then he said, how is this possible? I said, this is how it is. I just changed some aesthetics. Very basic aesthetics I changed, and then it worked. So all of that also, so we don't have to keep creating
Absolutely.
content. Yeah, we can always reuse that. So I have written this point here that we can repurpose. Okay, I think this
Yeah,
is wrong. Yeah.
yeah,
We can repurpose our old long text posts into carousels or PDFs.
yeah,
That's it.
absolutely.
And I think this you are already doing very well, videos, live stream and recorded. So this point is not, required for you. And yeah, downloadable lead magnets.
This is the one I need to do. Downloadable lead magnets. This
Yeah.
one. Huh?
So worksheets. So in between, I don't know if you have observed, now I have stopped. In between, what I did was, even on my Instagram and on my LinkedIn, the place where there is the place for
That
link,
bio.
yeah,
The
bio.
link.
In place of the link, I had put this downloadable this thing. So they could go to a page where they will put and then they will download. So it was very simple. So all that I have done, but now again I have removed it purposely. I will put it again maybe next, or even if you have a newsletter, you can ask them to subscribe there. So even that link, you can keep on changing what action you want to take. So downloadable lead magnets, it could be a simple multi-page summary or a tutorial, maybe just uh, a very basic ebook that you have. For example, you have an ebook, so you can always ask them to request to you. Make a request, they will give their email IDs to you, you can give it to them. So yeah, this is thing, and yeah, some worksheets. So lead magnets, and yeah, this was for my client actually, that in November she has to create an event for 20 to 30 minutes where she will either, it will be like very short, but it will be kind of workshop or a webinar where she will talk, I have given her this options. It will be either a Q&A, or it will be a mini masterclass, or it will be a interviewing one of her customers, where her customer also will come and she will interview them, have a conversation. So live event where it will not be a live video, it will be a live event.
Okay.
Where she will create an event and she will invite people. There is an option called invite, and also personally on DM or through WhatsApp, people
You
will be
can send it to
invited. Yeah.
people.
And
Okay.
yeah, and the time is chosen such that at least we have 10-20 fixed audience who will be watching it. And of course,
Right.
later on, so something of that sort, so that the moment you go live and create events, LinkedIn would, next time when you post, LinkedIn promotes your post more.
So iske liye again, you need to send it personally to people and get them to come for that event. Is that
Yeah,
how it?
there is the option invite is already there, just like how we have in Facebook fan page. Similarly, when you create an event, there will be an option called invite. So when you
Okay.
click that, it will show you that how many people who are the people you want to send. So anyways, it will automatically appear in their DM.
Okay.
And
This one, when you see it's a workshop, what does it mean?
no, when I said workshop, for example, if I do in place of, even if it is a 30-minute, I will just take a small problem. And I will say, today we are going to solve this problem with mind mapping. So it's going to, whoever are there, they will actually feel that they are, for example, when I do this 4 Ws of mind mapping, it is just one mind map, but it makes people to think. So they will take pen and paper, it will be hands-on, they will also think. So when you put this small thing, or maybe it could be just a question answer only, a set of question answer where they think.
And they are just they're not in the room with you, but they're actually live, so they can ask the questions. Is that how it works?
Yeah. In the comments, they can always put the questions and all of that. Yeah. So they can do that.
Okay. And Shubhra, kya bolte hain, we also have the new audio events which have started coming up, right?
Yeah,
The
audio events. Yesterday,
that one I haven't tried it yet. I haven't explored that option.
I haven't explored, but I have attended one audio event where it
Me
was
too.
almost like how you are doing, same kind of thing, only that, like live only, but people are talking without, it was,
I've seen.
yeah,
Yeah.
without seeing. So it was, but I didn't find it quite interesting, so I did not
You,
go back.
you didn't, okay, you didn't find any, but that's
I
really,
didn't, yeah, no,
yeah.
it's
No,
more
I'm asking, that's what I'm
interesting
saying.
without
But I think
watching.
it also, I mean, it also depends because a lot of people don't have the patience to see somebody for so long. But so that's why for me, a lot of content is also through audio, like Spotify,
Podcast, even I do that.
podcast. So I think, I mean, that's probably how they are able to get people to be there, but so that they're just listening because you listen to the radio.
Maybe it could
Maybe
be,
that could be.
and one reason why I didn't find it interesting, because maybe the content that was that I attended was not very interesting to me. That could be the reason. Or
Okay.
yeah, but I have heard that it's because it is a new feature. So people who are using it, LinkedIn is promoting their profiles more. For example,
Correct.
if I am not using audio even, so if LinkedIn suggests me to, let's say, 20 people today, and if you are using audio even, LinkedIn will suggest you to 40 people. So LinkedIn
Wait.
specifically promotes whenever somebody is using any of the new features, LinkedIn promotes them. It's like biasing kind of thing. The moment you use their feature, and this is again was told to me by Vaibhav
Mm,
Sisanti as well as Rahul Jain, that start using whatever features they promote, just start using them.
correct. Okay, got it. So that way they pick you up and then they start utilizing. ठीक है.
Because I get
So,
a lot of connection requests from people I don't know. So in the line message or the invitation message, what they write is that we came to know through LinkedIn recommendation. So maybe
interesting.
LinkedIn recommends and then they will go and connect or follow whatever they do. Yeah.
Got it, got it. And one more last question was ki, do you know about Clubhouse?
Yeah, I
I don't
know, but
use it.
yeah, no, I haven't used it. I know about it from Anup Singh. You remember you met Anup
Oh yeah,
Singh?
yeah,
Yeah, so
correct.
he is
हाँ.
very active there in Clubhouse. He told
Oh
me. So
really? What does he do there?
I'm not sure. He wanted me to join Clubhouse, and he also told me that this is now, Facebook is old and people are not coming to Facebook, so the audience is quite polluted, and that's what he say. So why don't you join Clubhouse and all that? So I said I'll see, but then I never joined. I didn't want to expand too much. It gets difficult.
My brain can't cope with so much also, na? Okay, so that's that. Acha, we have a few more minutes. Can you quickly tell me about that bigger plate?
Yeah, surely. Okay, before that, maybe I'll just open this
Networks.
and yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is
So
very
yeah,
important.
so in the network, what I suggest was, this is again based on research. I have collected these points. One is we can start contacting our conference. Suppose I went to a conference and I met some people there. So I can always say that I have met you in so and let's connect. And
Correct.
some colleagues from my previous institutions and alumni. So whatever it is, wherever we have people who are not directly connected to us right now on LinkedIn. So this is again something even I'm going to do. I haven't started this. Even I'm going to do this in the coming years. And I have actually asked my virtual assistant to prepare a list for me, because he knows the
Correct.
organizations where I have worked and everything, or the
Yeah,
conferences. So I
correct.
say,
Correct.
find out people who are on LinkedIn, and not everyone, but people who will be of benefit. I mean, we will be benefit to each other of that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I
Correct.
have asked him to do this. So we are starting this and then connecting. So what people say is that at least 100, I have to connect with 100 people who are my ideal audience. So I think I'm just at 30 now, though my connections may be 2,500. But when I say ideal audience, I know that these people are someone who wants to learn about mind mapping, and they want to implement it. They are someone, I mean, in fact, out of the 30, a lot of people have shown interest for going for this practitioner course in their own field. One is a lawyer, they want to use it, so they are doing it. So the day I reached 100 clients, I think that okay, it's not that I'll stop there, but what I have to do is I have to regularly interact. At least if I have 2,500, I cannot go and engage on all their posts, but this 30 people whom I know are very interested, what I do is maybe on Monday I will interact with 5, Tuesday another 5. So I
Yeah.
make a
Correct.
regular, at least weekly, 2 to 3 times I interact with them, so that they have regular interactions. And once in a while, even if they have expressed, suppose in one of my posts, a person have expressed that I'm really interested in learning more about mind mapping, or I want my child to learn mind mapping. And if I've done something related specifically to mind mapping, what I do is I send that in the DM.
VM to that
Yeah.
person. But
So that person immediately not only sees that, but that person also feels, okay, she is giving me an extra edge. So just saying that, okay, I remember you mentioning this and so post, so here's a post which you might be interested in. So just
yeah,
a very small
absolutely.
message. And yes, regular interaction with your ideal audience. And I say that we have to search for our top 100 VIP client. And if we have 100 VIP client, actually, whatever we do, these people will be always there to support us,
Absolutely.
something like that. And once we have our top 100 VIP client, because why I said top 100 VIP client, the moment some 100 people or even 50 or even 20, 30 people are actually supporting all your posts, LinkedIn, what they do is they will search. So I have written here, if you find 100, LinkedIn algorithm will search the next 1,000 for you. They will, just like Facebook, they do is, for example, nowadays I get a lot of recommendations from LinkedIn. This is like similar audience. So people who already, they are also mind mappers, and I have some mind mappers. So some new mind mappers whom I don't know are recommended to me through LinkedIn. So maybe
Correct.
that has happened because of the continuous use of hashtag mind mapping. So something like that. And yeah, keep your genuine friends happy by posting regular content. That is what I have written here. And yeah, close supporting network, of course, genuine, having a group of like-minded genuine people, and you can later on think about creating some groups also with them. So I have a group of mind mapping. I have a group of some, I think there's another one group where I have been invited and I joined that. It is about brain expansion or something. So I'm there in 2 to 3 groups. So there also we engage, and so from there also we get audience.
Correct. Yeah, I'm also in brain expansion. Yes, you're
Yeah,
right.
so then this is close supporting her, like-minded, genuine people, and then reply to every comment. This was told by Albert Bellamy that please reply to every comment. And what he says is we should not reply just like though I do that a lot of time when I don't have to, I'll just write thank you.
Yeah, thank
But he would
you.
say that at least 5 words should be there. At least 5 words, and then the name of the person. That is what Albert Bellamy suggests.
Correct, correct.
So that I'm not doing it, as I'm I'm confessing, but that is what he says. Then he says that you can create a group, or you can join groups, and creating a group means if you have like 10, 20, 40 people of leadership who have already taken the course from you, so you can actually form a group, and in this group you can put your own post every day. These people also, they can post their LinkedIn things, and you can always share with each other. So just for that. And yeah, promote across all platform, which I'm not doing. They say that we have to promote the same content on a part of it on Instagram, a part of it on Facebook, YouTube, everywhere, and only then we can build a very solid network, because not everyone who needs our course may be on LinkedIn.
Absolutely.
This is something I need to work upon. So this was about networking and collaboration. Again, LinkedIn likes collaboration. I think you're already doing that. LinkedIn Live, you do, or collaborative post where you write a post and both the persons share the same post. This I haven't done. Same post will be shared by both the person, only the headline may change. So it's like with a fellow content creator who is working in the same field as yours, and you write a post that, okay, we had, it's more like that live video only what you're doing. Maybe whatever live video you have done, if you see the conversation, you can actually take a picture of that, just like the Zoom recording on that recording picture, and you can just write 2 or 3 that we recently had this and this conversation.
Okay,
Same thing, for example, you already have 30, 40 videos. So you can actually make 30, 40 posts out of that. And the same thing that person also will post in his profile. So
Okay, yeah,
it
okay.
goes across to all your audience, and the link you can always share that this was the live link, something like that.
So Jesse, I asked my the guests to reshare from their end also,
Yes,
correct?
yes, same thing, same thing. And then of course, it can be Q&A for collaboration. You can do a Q&A to content creators of the same field, and then you are purposely asking some question answers to each other about talking about challenges and all of that. Or it could be panel discussion. I think next year we are planning a panel discussion with a few people. I mean, I have been invited. So we are going to talk about mind mapping, and also how mind mapping can be used for specifically for educational setup, how it is going to help students and all of that. So panel discussion, we will be around 4 or 5 people, and we'll be discussing that. Then yeah, connection skills, endorse your connection skills. So sometimes I request people. Sometimes people also request me that please. So for example, I know that there are people who have already taken mind mapping courses from me. So some they will automatically do. If they don't do, maybe I will just go and just write a small one that could you please endorse this skill because you have taken this course from me. And I also write recommendations. So they are saying that I have to write at least 2 per month, which I have not done in a long while. I don't write 2, and only when somebody requests, I write.
Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So Albert
Yeah.
Bellamy was saying that just see that you write recommendations, because when you write recommendation, it is you're building an authority. So people for whom you are writing recommendation, their followers will come and see. So I think it's a long way, but I have not done this honestly. But this was his
When
recommendation.
people ask me, I send it to them.
So this was this. So
Mm.
this is a very quick of step
No,
one
but
of
this is good. New learnings, absolutely. Every time it's about new learnings. There are so many things you're doing, but maybe there are loopholes which you have to identify.
Yeah, correct.
Mm.
And with LinkedIn, this sending, though I have not shared here, what you can do is, and it does work. I have tried only 3 times, and all the 3 times I think I've got very good response. You can actually go and search for some with hashtags, of course, some industry leaders or something like that, and you can send invitations for connection also. Yeah. So what I have done is I have created templates, and this was through Rahul Jain's workshop. He showed that, okay, create templates. Hi, I'm so and so. Hope you're doing well. And I recently came across this post of yours, which sounded very interesting. So let's collaborate or something like that, and then a small connection request.
Correct.
So I have done.
I'm doing it that way. That one I'm doing, but I can obviously learn more.
Yeah, I think we can send some 100 connection requests per week. That is what, but I think I have hardly used 10. So I'm underusing. So
absolutely.
Recently, Albert Bellamy told me that I'm 100% sure by seeing your growth, you should have reached 3 to 4,000 now. And then I said, why do you say that? Then he says that you're not sending connection request. And he was spot on, but I was like apprehensive in admitting. I said, no, I do send, but it's just little because it needs time. It needs your time, right?
Time. All this is energy.
Send to anyone. You just cannot send to anyone.
Yeah, absolutely. This is wonderful. Thank you so much, Subra. That was wonderful session.
So you want to go for bigger plate, or we can always share that next time? What
we can do it next week, no problem. It's already time. So we can do that next week. We're meeting next week, right?
Yeah, in case I have operation on Monday or Sunday, I will just let you know. I mean, if not me,
we can schedule it like Fridays.
Yeah, something like
Thursdays actually I realize is a tight day for me.
Okay.
Friday is a better day, definitely.
Okay, Friday even for me it's free generally.
Okay, perfect.
Because the weekends are approached. I mean, it's Saturday, Sunday night, so I keep it very lightly scheduled. Yeah, free.
Okay, perfect. So if that works out, then if you are going into, if otherwise we'll schedule it Tuesday, but if nothing, then we can move it to straight to Friday. That's fine. And what else was there? Yeah. So Subra, you need to send me a few of the mind maps so that I can
the online course I will send to you.
Yes, and the names of these people that I need to reach out to. And you can even send, if it's okay with you, just the template of the social media one.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, so that I can see what
I can definitely share with you. There's no thing, but only that you, I mean, of course, I know you will keep it to yourself, but
no, this is only for me because I need to just put the circles on the ones like I already know that I need to make my profile video. I need to make my.
I'll send it across to you. I'll share the.
It'll be. I mean, what you're sharing, a lot of it I already create and I share too.
I know.
In my own workshops. But yes, like small little things, like just what you said. You said repost your old one. Just last week, I told Ramesh, he said, I'm tired of creating new quotes. I said, start reposting the old ones. Nobody remembers. I mean, I'm saying the same thing, but sometimes for yourself, you don't
utilize.
And
the best part is what we do is you can actually ask, you have people to work with you. You can tell them that go back to one. You don't even have to do anything. Just tell them tell to my virtual assistant. I have templates on Canva already. You need not do anything. You go back to 1 year, 6 months Purana post. Send me 3 samples. He sends me 3 samples. I say, okay, aaj ye post kar do. Out of 3,
exactly.
and then
and
out of this 3,
learning from you.
And just convert. Suppose it is a long post, just tell them that इसमें से 3 point उठाओ, carousel बना के डाल दो. I'm learning from you, Subra. These are like little things that to increase my productivity. Like for example, you have to delegate. You have to delegate, yeah.
No, workflowy was for me is amazing. I really have loved it. I can stop the recording, otherwise the poor guy has to be recording for me. Subra.